Hi guys, my name is Valerie Reyes and I will be presenting my final development project. A little overview of my life includes my family, education, and my future. The picture to the left is of me and my family in Mexico City. I was actually born in Mexico and my dad decided to immigrate our family to Phoenix, Arizona. I was 3 at the time, and Phoenix, Arizona is the only home that I truly know. So, growing up, the middle picture is of me in my kindergarten graduation. I have always loved school. I had great teachers in kindergarten and elementary school, and I always knew that I wanted to pursue more because I loved reading, and I was just highly encouraged to continue. In I loved spending time in my school library. My parents actually would always pick me up late, so I spent most of the afternoons at the library, but education has always been a part of my life. And then my future is my two younger siblings, Ethan and Charlotte. They are really my motivation to pursue more for them and for me. So that's a little bit of overview of my life. The four psychological concepts that I wanted to apply to my life are the attachment theory, social emotional development, gender activity, and finding a career. The attachment theory is the basic life bond. It's a powerful bond between caregiver and child. There are 4 types of attachment styles: secure, avoidant, anxious, oblivion, and disorganized. This theory I was super interested in understanding because I wanted to understand the importance of having a secure foundation in a child, and then how it leads to issues in the future as in adult relationships. So this was one that I knew I wanted to fully understand. I applied this to my life and I put avoidant attachment. So this is the attachment style which a child develops when their parents don't show care or responsiveness past providing essentials like food and shelter. I at the time didn't know, because I was a child, how this type of parenting style would affect me long term. But my mom always struggled with the mental health, and she was there to take care of us, but I always had a sense that something was missing, or I was very lonely. And I realize now, reflecting on my childhood, it was that I didn't have that emotional connection with my mom. She wasn't able to provide emotional support for me, and it just all redirects back to her relationship with her mother. So I decided to input a picture of my grandma to the left with me and my mom, because it just shows how destructive a bad relationship between generations can be. But reflecting on my mom's past, I know that she tried to do her best, so I'm just trying to move on from having an avoidant attachment with my mother. So the results of experiencing a avoidant attachment is it stays with the person throughout their adulthood, impacting romantic relationships, friendships, and other connections. I have struggled with depression because of the lack of emotional connection with my mom. So it kind of led me to get in a really bad relationship, because I was looking for emotional support from another source. So I got in a really bad relationship, and that kind of spiraled to bad behaviors like drinking, just partying, and not taking my education serious. And I now reflect on how this my past impacted my decision to be with that person and to stay in a relationship like that. So maternal deprivation studies conducted by Harry Harlow demonstrated how such bonds emerge and the powerful impact they have on behavior and functioning. Reflecting now, my mental health was not the best. I remember really struggling during middle school, when puberty hit and like emotions, and I really started to feel like lonelier and like more depressed. Like it was all amplified with that change, but I really could not pinpoint it, and it just kind of followed me throughout like high school, and it really struck me after graduating high school of like how unable I was to properly function myself, like my mental health, my physical health, and that altered like the way that I viewed college, because I felt like I wasn't smart enough to get into college. Like it was just like something was missing, but I couldn't pinpoint it. But it really like altered, my mom's not being there really altered the way I behaved and functioned, and as like a young adult, still to this day. So I wanted to focus on social emotional development, specifically friendships. And friendships are made by core qualities such as similarities, trust, and emotional support. I have been really grateful because I've had such great friendships from like my childhood to my adult life. My friends have really provided emotional support like where like my home couldn't, and I was able to develop as a person because of my friends. So I included a couple pictures of like my work friends to the left, my childhood friends, and then like my friends at the gym. I'm just very grateful of like the impact of friendships in my life. So the friendships in my life have been able to give me a sense of belonging, a confidence within myself, encourage healthy behavior, personal development, and provide emotional support. So the result of my friendships, my friends protect and enhance my developing self, and friends teach us to manage our emotions and handle conflicts. I'm really grateful for my friends because they have been really encouraging throughout my college education, and I'm actually dedicate me getting accepted to ASU because of them, because of their support and encouragement. So I'm just very grateful for my friends to get me to this point. So why are friends important to health? A recent study showed that spending time with friends is not only fun, but also yields a multitude of long-term physical and emotional health benefits. So, gender activity is finding meaning in nurturing the next generation, caring for others, or enriching the lives through work. I am very involved in like my little sister and brother's life. To the left, I actually helped my little sister in her science project. And then I actually went on a field trip with her, and I really enjoyed helping like children, like teaching them, and it was just it gave me like a really sense of purpose, and I really enjoyed it, the field trip. So my experience with gender activity is dedicated to Dr. Jim Smith. He was a retired OBGYN who became one of my strongest supporters and mentors for my education. He provided me with unconditional emotional support that I never experienced because it was missing from my home, but he truly impacted my life and directed me to like the right path in what I should do, and he truly inspired me to give back to my little siblings of how he gave back to me. So the impact of gender activity has allowed me to develop strong family relationships with my two siblings and mentor them so they can achieve higher education like myself and contribute to the next generation by pursuing pediatrics. So my issues from home actually kind of influence my pursuing in pediatrics because I want to help, children going through the same problems I did in my childhood, and just kind of like guiding them and providing support to help improve their lives. So, a recent study showed the influence of gender activity on the purpose of life. And so, the study showed that gender activity is associated with life satisfaction, well being, participation in proactive activities, self-sufficiency, and physical health. This study is really relatable to my situation with my family, because as I have been involved in their lives, they have benefited them by becoming outgoing, and just shows how important involvement is in a child's life, and because they have like that sense of belonging and confidence. So the last concept I wanted to focus on in my life was finding a career, specifically finding a flow. A psychologist theorized that learners can experience optimal learning when performing skill by a person's interests and controlled focus. We enter like an altered state of consciousness. So I wanted to apply finding flow through my CNA work, and then flow depends on being intrinsically motivated, and then flow, according to the psychologist, happens when we are working towards a goal. So I've been working as a CNA in geriatric setting for a couple years now, while working on my nursing prereqs at South Mountain. So I've really enjoyed patient care, but I want to move on to more, so that's why I'm working towards the goal of becoming a registered nurse. So the impact of flow in my life has been working in geriatrics has inspired me to pursue a pediatric specialty, and then I will start the nursing program in fall. I actually got accepted to the nursing program at Phoenix College with ASU, and will start in the fall. And my hard work with like my grades has led me to become a full scholarship recipient. So a study looked at how liking your job will help you improve your success. So doing work that you love helps energize you and create positive feedback loop that fuels productivity and fulfillment. I got a letter of recommendation from a pediatric nurse because of my work that she saw me doing on my patients. So that was very encouraging, because I genuinely love my job, and to have someone recognize it was really fulfilling, and it just shows that how liking your job can help you succeed, because it just opens more doors. What I learned is I was able to apply the knowledge I learned to better help understand myself and others, and I regained control and acceptance over my past issues, and has really left me feeling better and more happier.